In this video, I want to speak directly to you about something that affects many older adults in the United States, scams that target kind, trusting people. These scams aren't just stories you read in the newspaper, they're happening to people like us, people who have worked hard, raised families, and built lives with honesty and care. And the sad truth is, scammers see those qualities not as strengths, but as opportunities. That's why in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common traps these criminals use. I'll explain how each one works, the exact warning signs to watch out for, and the simple words you can say to stop them in their tracks. My goal is not to scare you, it's to give you the tools to feel confident, safe, and in control. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your city and state in the comments below. And if you've ever had an experience with a strange call or message that made you feel unsure, please share it too. Your story might help someone else recognize a scam before it's too late. Point 1. The tech support trap. Let's begin with one of the most common and dangerous scams I've seen among older adults, the tech support trap. This scam usually starts with either a sudden phone call or a loud, flashing message that takes over your computer screen. The caller or the message claims to be from a trusted company like Microsoft, Apple, or your internet provider. They warn you that your computer has a serious problem, maybe a virus, maybe a security breach, and they say only they can fix it. Now, here's the truth, these warnings are completely fake. They are designed to shock you into panic so that you react without thinking. It's like a fire alarm going off in the middle of the night. Your first instinct isn't to calmly analyze, it's to act quickly. Scammers know this, and they use it to slip past your natural caution. Once they have your attention, they will sound very calm and professional. That calm voice is part of the trick. They might say things like, "Ma'am, your IP address has been compromised, and we need to purge your system immediately." The words sound technical, but they're meaningless. Their goal is to get you to let them into your computer. They'll ask you to download a program so they can take remote access. Think of that like giving a stranger the keys to your house, your safe, and your filing cabinet. From there, they can see your files, your passwords, your photos, even your banking details. The next step is always money. They'll say you need to buy a security license or pay for protection. But here's the red flag. They'll ask you to pay with a gift card. They'll say, "Go to Walmart, buy a card, and read me the numbers." Friends, please remember, a gift card is for birthdays, not for bills. No real company will ever ask you to pay this way. So what should you do if this happens? Simple. If it's a call, hang up immediately. You do not need to argue, you do not need to explain, just hang up. If it's a pop-up on your computer, press Alt plus F4 on a Windows computer or Command plus W on a Mac, and the message will usually close. And most importantly, never, ever allow a stranger who calls you out of the blue to control your computer. If you can promise yourself right now that you will never give remote access to anyone who calls unexpectedly, you've already built a strong shield against this scam. Point 2. The healthcare trust trap. Now let's talk about a scam that feels even more personal because it uses the names we've trusted all our lives, Medicare and Social Security. These programs are lifelines for millions of older Americans. Your red, white, and blue Medicare card isn't just a piece of plastic, it represents security, care, and dignity in your later years. Scammers know this, and they use that trust as bait. Here's how it usually begins. The phone rings, and the caller ID might even show Washington, D.C., or Medicare Services. The person on the line sounds professional, polite, and often very friendly. They might say something like, "Good morning, I'm calling from Medicare. Our records show you're eligible for a new back brace at no cost to you," or, "We need to verify your information to send you a new Medicare card." Sometimes they even use fear, "There's a problem with your account. If we don't confirm your number, your benefits could be suspended." It sounds believable because they already know your name or your address. But here's the key truth, Medicare will almost never call you first. They don't call to sell you equipment, they don't call to offer you free upgrades, and they don't call to ask for your number. The only time you might get a call from Medicare is if you called them first and asked for a callback. That's it. Why do scammers want your Medicare number? Because it's as valuable as a credit card. With it, they can bill Medicare for thousands of dollars in fake supplies, wheelchairs, braces, catheters, that you never ordered and will never receive. And while they're cashing in, your own Medicare record can become tangled with false claims, which can take months or years to clean up. So what can you do? The safest move is also the simplest: hang up. You don't need to explain. If you're worried, you can call 1-800-MEDICARE directly, the number printed on your card. That's the only number you should ever trust. Please think of this rule as your shield: never give out your Medicare or Social Security number over the phone to someone who calls you unexpectedly. If the caller pressures you, remember, you hold the power. You can hang up. Point 3, the too good to be true trap. Now let's talk about something many of us enjoy: shopping online. It's convenient, it saves energy, and it lets us get what we need delivered right to our doors. For older adults, this has been a real blessing. But unfortunately, scammers have found a way to turn this convenience into a trap. I call it the too good to be true trap. It usually begins with an advertisement you see on Facebook, Google, or even in an email. The ad looks professional: beautiful photos, polished design, and prices that seem unbelievable. Maybe you see a set of cookware normally sold for $300, but on this website it's only $79. Or perhaps it's a pair of orthopedic shoes advertised at half the cost you've seen anywhere else. The site looks real, it may even have a padlock icon in the web address bar, and it's filled with glowing 5-star reviews from happy customers. But in reality, the entire website is fake. When you order, two things can happen. 1, you pay and never receive anything at all. Or 2, and even worse, you receive nothing and the scammers also steal your credit card details to make other purchases in your name. By the time you notice strange charges on your statement, the thieves are long gone, and the website has disappeared. There's also a second version of this trap: the fake delivery notice. You might get a text or email that looks like it's from USPS, FedEx, or Amazon. It says something like, "We couldn't deliver your package. Please click this link to confirm your address and pay a small redelivery fee." If you click, you're either taken to a fake site that steals your payment info or your device gets infected with harmful software. So, how do we protect ourselves? Start with this simple rule: if a deal looks dramatically better than what you've seen anywhere else, pause and double-check. Search the company's name plus the word "scam" or "reviews" in a new browser tab. If nothing about the company comes up, that's a red flag. Always use a credit card instead of a debit card for online shopping. Credit cards give you stronger protections against fraud. And when it comes to delivery notices, never click the link in a text or email. If you're worried about a package, go directly to the official website of USPS, FedEx, or Amazon and check your order there. Point 4, the lonely heart trap. This next one is the hardest for me to talk about because it doesn't just target your money, it targets your heart. I call it the lonely heart trap. Many older adults know what loneliness feels like. Maybe you've lost a spouse, maybe your children live far away, or maybe the house just feels too quiet some days. Scammers understand this ache, and they use it with cruel precision. They create fake profiles on social media, dating sites, or even senior hobby groups. The photos look real, often a smiling widower, a kind-looking nurse, or a distinguished military officer. The stories sound believable: "I'm working overseas," or "I just moved and don't know many people." At first, they shower you with attention. They message every morning, check in throughout the day, and write sweet notes at night. They say things like, "You're the only one who understands me," or "I haven't felt this way since my wife passed." Slowly, you begin to feel a connection, a spark of companionship that feels comforting. And that's exactly their plan. Once they've gained your trust, the story shifts. Suddenly, there's a crisis. Maybe their wallet was stolen overseas. Maybe a piece of equipment broke at work. Maybe a family member is sick and the hospital needs payment up front. They are embarrassed, they say, but could you please send just $500 to help? They promise it's only temporary, and they'll pay you back the moment they return. If you send the money, more crises appear, each one a little more desperate, each one tugging harder at your emotions. Here's the truth, no real partner who cares for you will ever ask for money like this. The excuses about bad internet, broken cameras, or secret relationships are all signs of the trap. If someone you've never met in person asks for money, whether through gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency, it is a scam. So how do you protect yourself? 3 steps. First, never send money to someone you've only met online. Second, insist on a video call before taking any relationship seriously. And third, talk about new online connections with a trusted friend or family member. Outside perspectives can spot red flags you may not see. Loneliness is real, and the need for companionship is human. There is nothing weak about wanting connection. But your heart deserves to be protected just as much as your savings. Point 5. The pipe dream trap. The last scam we need to talk about is one of the oldest tricks in the book, but it still works because it feeds on something very human, hope. I call it the pipe dream trap. It usually takes 2 forms. The first is the investment opportunity. You may get a phone call, an email, or even see an online ad. The person introduces themselves as a financial advisor or broker. They speak with confidence and use professional language. Then comes the pitch. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. A new company about to explode in value. If you act now, you could triple your money. They stress urgency, you must invest today, or you'll miss out. Sometimes they even send glossy brochures or fake testimonials to look more convincing. But here's the reality, the investment doesn't exist. The only money moving is yours, straight into the scammer's pocket. The second form is the "you've won" scam. It could be a phone call, a letter in the mail, or an email. It looks official, with seals, claim numbers, and even the name of a prize agent. They tell you that you've won something big, a car, a sweepstakes, maybe even millions of dollars. Your heart jumps at the thought of paying off bills, helping your family, or finally taking that dream vacation. And then, right when you're most excited, they add the catch. Before we can release your prize, you must pay a processing fee, insurance, or taxes. They will insist the law requires you to pay up front. That is the lie. No legitimate prize will ever ask you to pay money first. So how do you protect yourself? First, remember this simple truth: if someone promises guaranteed returns or big winnings in exchange for you sending money up front, it's a scam. Real investments come through people you know and trust, banks, licensed advisors, or companies you contact yourself. Real sweepstakes never require fees before you receive the prize. Taxes are paid after you get the winnings, not before. If you ever feel that rush of excitement, pause. Don't act right away. Talk to a trusted family member, friend, or advisor. A short conversation can save you from a long regret. Hope is a beautiful thing. But scammers use false hope as bait. Protect yourself by remembering, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Point 8. The pause habit. One of the strongest shields you can build against scams isn't technical at all, it's the power to pause. Scammers want you to act quickly. They know that if they can rush you, they can bypass your careful thinking. That's why their messages are always urgent: act now, or this offer expires in minutes. When you hear that pressure, I want you to stop and remember the 3 P's. Pause. Take a deep breath. Let the adrenaline settle before making a decision. Put it in writing. Jot down what was said, what was asked of you, and the phone number or website. Writing it down often makes the trick look more obvious. Phone a trusted person. Call your daughter, your neighbor, or a friend. Say, "This just happened, what do you think?" Often, a second set of eyes can see the danger you might miss in the heat of the moment. Here's the rule: if someone is pushing you to act immediately, that's your signal to stop. A real business or government agency will never punish you for taking a little time to think or check. In fact, the more pressure you feel, the more certain you can be it's a scam. Point 9. What to do if you already responded. Maybe as you've been listening, you realize, oh no, I think I already fell for one of these. First, let me say this: you are not alone. Many good, smart people have been tricked. What matters most now is what you do next. Here are the immediate steps. If you sent money, call your bank or credit card company right away. Report it as fraud. The faster you act, the better chance you have of getting your money back. If you gave remote access to your computer, disconnect from the internet, shut down the computer, and call a real local technician you trust. Do not keep it running, because the scammer may still have control. If you gave out your Medicare or Social Security number, call the official numbers, 1-800 Medicare or the Social Security Administration, and report it. This will flag your record and prevent further damage. If you clicked a suspicious link, change your passwords immediately, especially for email and banking. Turn on two-factor authentication if possible. Run a reputable security scan or have a local technician check your device. Point 10. Michael's turnaround and your strength. Earlier, I told you about Michael, the retired engineer who lost $1,800 in the tech support scam. For a long time, he felt angry and embarrassed. But his story didn't end there. Instead of letting that shame weigh him down, he turned it into strength. Today, Michael gives small talks at his local senior center. He tells his story openly, and he teaches others the warning signs we've discussed. He took his pain and turned it into protection, for his friends, his neighbors, and his community. I share this with you because I want you to see that even if you've been tricked once, you can still be stronger afterward. You can take what you've learned and use it to help others. Imagine how many people you could protect simply by sharing what you now know with a friend at church, a neighbor, or even your own children. The message is this: be wise, not weary. Don't let scammers make you afraid of trusting anyone again. Your kindness, your generosity, your willingness to believe in good, those are gifts. They are not weaknesses. All you need are the tools to protect them. Michael chose to use his experience to help others, and you can do the same. Knowledge, when shared, becomes power. Before you leave today, I want to ask something important, not for me, but for you. Knowledge only becomes powerful when you decide to act on it. So I'm asking you to make one small promise to yourself. Maybe your promise is, I'll hang up on any unexpected caller who asks for personal information. Or maybe it's, I'll always check a website's reviews before buying. It could even be, I'll pause and talk to my daughter before sending money to anyone. Whatever your promise is, type it in the comments below. It doesn't have to be long. It could be just a few words. But writing it down makes it real. And when others in our community read your promise, it gives them strength too. Your words could inspire someone else to protect themselves. Also, if you found this video helpful, please press the like button and consider subscribing. That way, you'll stay connected and keep learning new ways to protect yourself. And most importantly, think of one person in your life who needs to hear this, maybe a friend, a sibling, or a neighbor. Share this video with them. A simple share might save them from the pain that others have gone through. Your promise today can be the first step in a stronger, safer tomorrow. End card, helpful resources. Your credit card fraud line. The phone number is printed right on the back of your card. Call it immediately if you see suspicious charges or if you think your card information was stolen. Medicare, the official number is 1-800 Medicare. Use this if you ever need to verify a call or report a scam. Social Security Administration, SSA. Use the official number or website listed on your mail from SSA. Never trust a number given by a stranger on the phone. Local police, non-emergency. You don't always need 911. Your local department can often help with fraud reports and guide you to the right agencies. Federal Trade Commission, FTC. At reportfraud.ftc.gov, you can file a report. This helps authorities track scams and protect others. Write these down, keep them near your phone or computer, and share them with someone close to you. Having these numbers handy can turn confusion into confidence.